Ram Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Saturday. It is 18th of October. It is Kartika Masa, Damodara Masa, Krishna Paksham, and the Dwadasi Tithi. So today is breaking the fast for Ekadasi, Ekadasi Vrata. Whoever is fasting, they can break that during between the time 7:29 and then 7:50. We have got one this slot of 21 minutes, very short time, and the devotees be allowed to take a break the fast. Okay, so that is from the events perspective. Apart from that, no other events. We shall move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Maitreya Muni speaking to Vidura, so started responding to Vidura's questions. Vidura has inquired how can the Lord would appear in this material world but free from the material contamination, and also even the Lord is present in the heart of all the living entities. How can the living entities can still commit the sinful activities? So for that, in order to respond to those questions, so Maitreya Muni, he has settled himself. Initially, he has expressed his surprise, and then settling himself, and then speaking uh, with a smiling face to Vidura. Smayanniva gatasmayaha pratyaha bhagavacchittaha smayannivo gatasmayaha. So Maitreya Muni, yesterday he was mentioning to Vidura that people, they speak in different philosophies, they put different theories, but they do not know that they are under the spell of illusory energy of the Lord. So that is the main thing. So many mental speculations. Okay, Seyam Bhagavato Maya Yanna Yena Virijhate Yeshwarasya Vimuktasya Karpanyam Uta Bandhanam. And whatever the arguments they put forward, there will be a once they will within those statements they establish there is an uh, contradictory between those statements itself. Whenever they speak something, they establish few statements. There is a contradictory between those statements. So this is the nayena virujhate. There is no proper argument for that one. Ishvarasya muktasya karpanyamuta bandhanam. Sometimes they say that he is above the material nature, and sometimes they say that the Lord is under the uh, under the material entanglements. So for those statements, there is no proper base for that. After saying that one, so Maitreya Muni today he is describing that all of the such kind of arguments they do not have any proper base. So giving an analogy, if a person would see his head cut off, that could and he is seeing himself, that could be possible only in the dream, not in the real life. If it is in the real life, that he is not existing to see his head, his body which is cut off. So that is possible only in the dream. Just like a child, whenever he goes to school, and then if he is doing some kind of mischief, then teacher says that I will cut your head and hang onto the wall. And immediately child will be afraid, and then he does not do any more mischief. So because he understood that one. Because as soon as he understood in a proper consciousness, he will not act. He will act like a child only. He does not do any more mischief. So likewise, in this material world, people are illusioned by uh, so much of concept, material conceptions. Okay, as soon as they are cleared, they will come to the proper consciousness that they are the servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Likewise, Maitreya Muni started speaking to Vidura. We are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, chapter 7, verse number 10. This is one of the very good analogies that Maitreya Muni is giving to us in the Srimad Bhagavatam. यदत्तेन विना मुष्य पुंस आत्मा विपर्ययः प्रतीयत उपदृष्टुः स्वचेदनादिकः यदत्तेन विना मुष्य यद attena. So thus a purpose or meaning. So like as it was previously mentioned by Maitreya Muni, it is referring to the previous shloka. That is nayane yat nayena viruddhyate. This is the no proper arguments. So contradictory arguments. So such kind of things. Yad adhena vina mushya, and without a mushya of such a one, pumsaha of the living entity, pumsa atma viparyayaha. Atma viparyayaha, upset about self-identification. Pratiyeta, pratiyeta is the so appear, upadrashtuhu of the superficial onlooker. Upadrashtuhu of the superficial onlooker. Swasiraha, his own head. Swasiraha, own head. Chedana adikaha, cutting off. Chedana adikaha is the cutting off his head. So this is yadatena vinamushya pumsatma viparyeyaha pratiyat upadrashtuhu swasiraschedanaadikaha. Translation. The living entity is in distress regarding his self-identity. He has no factual background, like a man who dreams that he sees his head cut off. Okay, purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It's a long purport. Can I request two devotees? One devotee read the first paragraph, second devotee read the second paragraph. Can I request any unallocated devotees, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can I read the first paragraph?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Purport by Divine Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A teacher in school once threatened his pupil that he would cut off the pupil's head and hang it on the wall so that the child could see how his head can be cut off. The child became frightened and stopped his mischief. Similarly, the miseries of the pure soul and the disruption of his self identification are managed by the external energy of the Lord, which controls those mischievous living entities who want to go against the will of the Lord. Actually, there is no bondage or misery for the living entity, nor does he ever lose his pure knowledge. In his pure consciousness, when he thinks a little seriously about his position, he can understand that he is eternally subordinate to the mercy of the Supreme and that his attempt to become one with the Supreme Lord is a false illusion. Life after life, the living entity falsely tries to lord it over material nature and become the lord of the material world, but there is no tangible result. At last, when frustrated, he gives up his material activities and tries to become one with the Lord and speculate with much jugglery of words, but without success. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Can I
Krishna,
request
Prabhu. May I read, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. These activities are performed under the dictation of the illusory energy. The experience is compared to the experience of once having his head cut off in a dream. The man whose head has been cut off also sees that his head has been cut off. If a person's head is severed, he loses his power to see. Therefore, if a man sees that his head has been cut off, it means that he thinks like that in a hallucination. Similarly, a living entity is eternally subordinate to the Supreme Lord, and he has this knowledge with him, but artificially he thinks that he is God himself and that
Although he is good, he has lost his knowledge due to Maya. This conception has no meaning, just as there is no meaning to seeing one's head being cut off. This is the process by which knowledge is covered. And because this artificial rebellious condition of the living entity give, gives him all troubles, it is to be understood that he should take to his normal life as as a devotee of the Lord, and be relieved from the misconception of being God. The so-called liberation of thinking oneself good is that last reaction of avidya by which the living entity is entrapped. The conclusion is that a living entity deprived of eternal transcendental service to the Lord become illusion in many ways. Even in his conditioned life, he is the eternal servant of the Lord. His servitude under the spell of illusionary Maya is also a manifestation of his eternal condition of service. Because he has rebelled against the service of the Lord, he is therefore put the service of the Maya. He is still serving, but in a prevented manner. When he wants to get out of service under material bondage, he next desires to become one with the Lord. This is another illusion. The best course, therefore, is to surrender unto the Lord and thus get rid of the illusory Maya for good, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 7:14. देवी एषा गुणमयी मम माया दुरत्यया मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते मायाम एताम तरन्ति ते. हरे कृष्ण. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. It's a long purport, but it is very straightforward. It is an explanation of how this verse itself is an analogy. So यदत्तेन विनामुष्य पुंसात्मविपर्ययः प्रतीयते उपद्रष्टुः स्वशरश्चेदनादिकः, cutting off his head, that, and he is seeing his body, that his head is separated. That is possible only in the dream. So this is all explanation of the analogy. It is straightforward explanation. When the child is feared that he could see how his head has been cut off, as soon as he imagined that he will stop, child become frightened and stopped his mischief. It's very beautiful example. Nowadays we also see, if we tell children, they will be immediately take it and then they stop their mischief. But if it is some children who are a bit more ignorant, they still continue to do it. Okay, so here the miseries of the pure soul and disruption of his self-identification are managed by the external energy of the Lord, which controls those mischievous living entities who want to go against the will of the Lord. Okay, so this one, everyone thinks. So the intelligence is not, this is Avishuddha Buddhayaha. Avishuddha Buddhaya means contaminated intelligence. It is not yet purified. Because of that, they will put so many of conceptions, so many theories. It would be like that. It should be like that. We all should be like this. This is good. This is not good. This is all material grades. This is given by the materialistic people only. But all people are in this material world. They are under the clutches of the external energy of the Lord. So actually there is no bondage or misery to for the living entity, nor does he ever lose his pure knowledge. So this is factually, we can practically see that many people, who have been so far experiencing the intoxication, illicit gambling and meat eating in so many other ways, now they are coming to Krishna consciousness, understanding that this is the happy place. And then they are dedicating themselves to Krishna consciousness. This is, knowledge is pure. He never lose his pure knowledge. As soon as just at the moment, it is covered by material things, the miseries of his existence. So as soon as he comes to that proper knowledge, then he will situate himself in his pure consciousness. When he thinks little seriously about his position, he can understand that he is eternally subordinate to the mercy of the Supreme Lord, and his attempt to become one with the Supreme Lord is a false illusion. Servant is the servant, master is the master. And as long as servant and master is there is a service takes place. Okay, so that's why devotional service, it is existing from time immemorial. We see all Bhagavatam, all the Puranas, they describe the bhakti. Bhakti is the devotional service. It existed. Lord is existing, living entities are existing. There is in our practical material experience also, we see everyone is a servant of other person. The service always exists. But here it is the perverted reflection. In the spiritual world, the root is in the spiritual world. Urdhvamulam adashakam ashwadhvam prapravayam chandamsyasya parnani yastam veda savedavet. So for the activities that is happening in this material world, for that, this is the Vedas are the leaves. So based on those Vedic injunctions, people are tied up to carry out their activities. Okay, so in such a way, people coming to this material world and stuck up here, though they are the servant of the Lord, they will stuck up here and then serve the mind, material energy. Life after life, the living entity falsely tries to lord it over material nature and become the lord of material world, but there is no tangible results. Everyone, they wanted to accumulate so much money, but they cannot enjoy the money. So this is yadat yam yam ardhamupadate dukkena sukha hetave tam tam dhunoti bhagavan puman sochiti yat krute. As soon as he accumulates, the Lord will take that money or different his happiness in different way. But at for every living entity, this happiness and distress, it is already predefined. He cannot increase his happiness, he cannot decrease his distress. As soon as he takes birth, it is already destined. But one may think that, yes, I'm studying, I'm earning money, I'm happy. But here, that is, the miseries they will take in different dimensions. So one may be happy with the money, but problems will come from different way, from the sake of externally or the health wise or relationships wise or so many other things. These are miseries comes from Adi Bhautik, Adi Dhaivik, Adi Adhyatmik, different dimensions. So, but when you just see all together, profit and loss. So at the end, he has got the same. It is whatever he has got before he comes to this country, before he was studying, whatever the happiness and pleasure it is there, it is the same thing also. It is already always it is balanced. Okay, so but he cannot achieve more than that, more than that. So that is how he entangles here. That's why तस्यैव हेतोः प्रैतेत को विधो न लभ्यते भ्रमतामुपर्यदः तल्लभ्यते दुःखवदनितः सुखं कालेन सर्वत्र गभीररंहसा. One has to endeavor for which is not available in this 14 planetary systems. That is the devotional service. This is Brahmande Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Krupaya Paya Bhakti Lata Bheja. So he has to transcend that one to see, to situate himself in the spiritual happiness. So this one also described like there are Annamaya, Pranamaya, Anandamaya, different levels of the existence. One is the living entity struggling for the existence. So that is the Annamaya stage. Later on, he wanted to maintain those things. Pranamaya. Further is the Anandamaya. Once he satisfies the basic needs and then some other family needs, something like whenever he thinks that yes, I have got everything now. Now I can focus on the spiritual life. Then it comes to the Anandamaya stage. Okay, there are different levels. Okay, at last, when frustrated, he gives up his material activities and tries to become one with the Lord and speculates with much jugglery of words without success. There also, he wanted to become, even though after so much of endeavors, he gives up the material activities and tries to become one with the Lord. To speculate with the much jugglery of, but without success. He cannot become a god. How can a tiny particle, a drop of ocean become a ocean? It's not possible. He may have got in the qualitatively one, but he cannot be one with in quantity with the ocean. Okay, similarly, that's Supreme Lord. And these activities are performed under the dictation of the illusory energy. Okay, so the experience is compared to the experience of once having his head cut off. In a dream, the man whose dream has been cut off also sees that his head has been cut off. So if a person's head is severed, he loses his power to see it. Therefore, if a man sees that his head has been cut off, it means that he thinks like that in hallucination. That only it happens, not otherwise. Okay, so similarly, a living entity is eternally subordinate to the Supreme Lord, and he has this knowledge with him, but artificially he thinks that he is God himself, and that although he is God, he has lost his knowledge due to Maya. He lost his Maya. Karyakarna Katritve Dravya Jnana Kriyasayaha Badnanti Nichida Muktam Mayinam Purusham Gunaha. So this is Badnanti Nichida Mukta, Mainum Purusham Gunaha. So even though he is the uh, living entity, belongs to the spiritual world, he comes here, he entangles by having Dravya Jnana Kriyasreyaha. If you have given a home and some money, some paraphernalia in the home, you will try to do something with this, whatever is available ingredients. That is the Jnana, Dravya Jnana Kriya. You have got the material ingredients, you got the knowledge, and then Kriya takes place. In such a way, you are entangled in this material world. Badnante vichida muktam. Even though he is free, he does not have to cook, he does not have to utilize those ingredients, but still he wanted to do it. That jnana comes from the mode of passion. Okay, so here that is Maya. He has lost his knowledge due to Maya. So this conception has no meaning, just as there is no meaning seeing one's head being cut off. This is the process by which knowledge is covered. So this is Savai Brashtamatihi, Savai Bhata Brashtamatihi, Tavaishate, Yeh Karanam Param Apara Karmanaha, Yed Yoga Maya Guna Yoga Mohitam, Vishwam Samastam Bhagavan Videhisham. Everyone are coming under the illusory energy of the Lord. No one is escaping. Even Brahma, so Lord Shiva also. Of course, they are greater personalities, but still, somewhere they're covered, unless the Lord comes and then helps in other way. Okay, so that is how it depends. And because this artificial rebellious condition of the living entity gives him all troubles, it is to be understood that he should take to this normal life as a devotee of the Lord and be relieved from the misconception of being God. So this is, it comes whenever he renders that devotional service to the Lord. When he renders service, then he understands that is the practical experience that I am the servant. That is practically showing himself, I am a servant. Otherwise, if he is not doing anything and then just only thinking that I am the servant of God, but he doesn't do anything, there is no practical. His body is not working, his words are not working, his mind is not working. He just only thinks like that. But here, whenever a devotee practically engages in where cleansing the temple, offering the obeisances to the Lord in the temple, and doing some service, practically, that gives him to some kind of realization. That is the normal life of a devotee. Then all these misconceptions will go away. So the so-called liberation of the thinking oneself God is that lost reaction of avidya by which the living entity is entrapped. This is avidya karma sanyaya. So that is again different reflection. One should not think that I am master. I am, as soon as I think the master, you are entangled. You have to, in other way, whenever you are acting as a master, you are the servant of your conception of master. And then you are entangled to something else which is not Krishna. If you are coming to Krishna, you are always in the mood of service. I am the servant. Whenever we meet other people, Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So there it is we are treating other people as the Prabhu, master. I am the servant, like that. The conclusion is that living entity deprived of eternal transcendental service to the Lord becomes illusion in many ways, even in this conditioned life. He is the eternal servant of the Lord. His servitude under the spell of illusory Maya is also a manifestation of eternal condition of service. So he cannot escape that service. So either he has to serve Krishna, or if he is not serving Krishna, he is serving Maya. The service is always there, either in the material world or in the spiritual world, in the Vaikuntha planets. But some people, Brahma Bhutaha Prasannatma Nasochiti Nakamshati, some people think that I merge into the Brahman light. But how long they would stay without the activity? But as long as the living entity with the consciousness, it has to perform so many things. There should be enjoyment. But those people, it is just only prashanta. How long they would stay? But here, living entity means Anandamayobhyasa. It needs the varieties. Varieties is the mother of enjoyment. Those things are happening in the Vaikuntha planets where the Lord and his devotees are present. Okay, so that service and master and servant service, they are taking place. But in the material world also taking place. It is the negative activities, that is the positive activities. So because he has rebelled against the service of the Lord, he is therefore put in the service of Maya. He is still serving, but in the perverted manner. So this is the perverted manner. When he wants to get out of this service under the material bondage, he next desires to become with one with the Lord. That is another illusion. So the best course, therefore, is to surrender unto the Lord and thus get rid of the illusory Maya for good, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Daivi hi eshe gunamayi mama maya dhrutyaya mamyamya prapadhyante mayamyetam tarantite. So if he is not surrendering to the Lord, then he is under clutches of Maya. And then he thinks that Prakritehe karmani gunehi karmani sarvashah ahankar vimhudatma kartaham iti manyate. Even the material nature is working on particular living entity. He thinks that he himself, I am doing everything else. I am earning, I am taking care of my family, I cook and I earn money. This is and it is me doing all these things. So that is Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mamamaya Dhrityaya. One cannot escape from that entanglement. So that's why Mam Yevaye Prapadyante Mayamitam Tarantite. One has to come to Krishna to understand his real identification. This is called self-realization. Realization is practically experiencing that. Likewise, Maitreya Muni describing to Vidra here. यदत्तेन विनामुष्य पुंसा आत्मविपर्ययः प्रतियत उपद्रष्टुः स्वशिरश्छेदनादिकः. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Okay, we are at 7 o'clock. Now it is time for Damodarastakam. So today it is Jagrita Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. When you are ready, kindly start the the Kirtan, Damodarastakam. And dear devotees, if you have got ghee lamp offering, kindly turn on the videos.
Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, everyone. Hare Krishna. It's my voice is a little bit funny because of having cough.
Yes.
But I'm ready. But I can't do the diva because then I can't read it or sing it. I need to read it. Shall I start, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलगोकुलव्रजमानं यशोदापियोलुकलबन्दा परामृष्टमत्य ततो धृत्य कृपया रुदन्तं मुहुनेत्रं अमृजन्तं करापूजयुगमेन सातकनेत्रं मुमुश्वासकम्प त्रिरेखाककण्ठ स्थितग्रीव दामोदरं भक्तिबन्धम् इति दृक्सविला स्वलीला बिरानन्दकुण्ठे कण्ठे स्वघोषं स्वघोषं निमिजनं च अप्यान्तं तदीयसे सितेऽग्निभक्तेर्चित्तत्वं पुनं प्रेम ततस्तं सता वृत्तिवन्दे वृत्तिवन्दे वरं देवं मक्षं न मोक्षा वन्दिवा न चान्यं वृथे अहं वरे सतपीह इदन्ते वपुनर्थ गोपालबालं सदा मे मनस्य विरस्तां किमन्ये मुखाभुजमन्त्यन्तनीले एवृतं कुन्तले सिन्गन्धरक्ते रक्ते सचो गोपया मुहुचुम्बित विचरकातरं मे मनस्य विरस्तमलं लसत् लक्षलाभे लाभे नमो देव दामोदरन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजला बिन्दमग्नं कृपादृष्टिवृष्टया दिनं मन्तानु गृहाणि मामग्ने मामज मेघ्यदृश्य कुबीरा मजौ बदमृत्यव्यदत्व त्वया मोचिन्ता भक्तिभुज कृत च तथा ब्रह्मभक्ति सवं कामे प्रयञ्च न मोक्षे गृहो मे अस्ति दामोदर नमस्तेस्तु दाज्ञे सफुदीप्तयत्वजने त्वदीयोदरयान्थ विश्वस्य ध्वजने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमोऽन्तलीलाय देवाय अतुज्यम् हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय गोकुलानंद जय गोकुलानंद जय गोकुलानंद जय गोकुल Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone. Sorry for my voice.
Hare Krishna.
Volume.
Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radha Damodara
Udara
Sri
Jaya
Radhe.
Radhe.
Jaya Yashoda Damodara
Damodara
Yashoda.
Jaya Yasoda Damodara Jaya Yasoda Damodara Jaya Yasoda Damodara.
Very beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nicely sung.
Sorry, Prabhuji. No.
Nice, Mataji.
I
So,
thought I'm showing my diva, but
would you like to try one shloka, one reading Mataji translation, and the other devotees will read other translations, if it is okay with you?
yeah. Yeah. One place, Prabhuji.
Translation.
Yeah. To the Supreme Lord, who is from me, is the embod- embodiment of the internal extinction, existence, knowledge and bliss, whose sucks up earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautiful singing, signing in the divine realm of Gokula, who I, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was turning into butter, and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yasoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with the greater speed to that Supreme Lord Sri Damodar. I offered my humble obedience. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very good. Thank you, Mataji. Can I
That's okay. Thank you, Prabhuji, giving me chance.
Very beautiful. Okay, can I request devotees take turn to read, each devotee read one shloka, please, one translation. David Mataji, would you like to start?
Yes, Prabhuji. Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with 3 lines of a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. Due to this Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound not with ropes but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Mataji, next Samhita Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Baba. By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Sakshi Mataji, please.
O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Balagopala in Vrindavan may ever be manifest in my heart, for what is the use to me of any other boon besides this? Hare Krishna.
Mataji. Meena Mataji, please.
O Lord, your lotus feet, O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair, tinged with the red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May the beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifested in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Sesh Mataji, if you are available. Let's come back if you are not available. Is it? Usha Mataji, please go ahead.
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you. O Damodara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me by showering your glance of mercy upon me. Deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. And Prabhavati Sachi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, there is rice on my lap. O Lord Damodara, I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgence robe which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. Thank you, Prabhu. Damodara Ashtakam ki jai. Thank you.
Yes, I will read the seventh one then. O Lord Damodara, just as the two sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nalakura, were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by you in your form as a baby tied with rope to a wooden grinding mortar. In the same way, please give to me your own prema bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. Damodrastakam Suchai. Thank you, Jagruti Mataji. Very beautiful. And Javed Mataji, Meena Mataji for showing Gila and popping to the Lord. So nice. Thank you so much. Okay, that is from Damodrastakam. Okay, we shall move back to Srila Prabhupada's letter. So today, letter to Krishna Kanti, November 29th, 1970, found. Can I request Sanchita Mataji to read this letter, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you. My dear Krishna Kanti, please accept my blessings. I am in due receipt of your informative letter dated November 15, 1970, and noted the contents. I know you are very qualified and sincere devotee, and now Krishna is offering you such a nice opportunity to perform responsible devotional service as the president of our Seattle temple. Please conduct the affairs there very nicely and with great care, and Krishna will provide you all the facilities for making the center even more attractive and successful. Please see the standard of the devotional practice is kept very high by strictly observing the regulated principles and executing devotional activities with determination and enthusiasm. If the standard practices are followed, then the atmosphere will naturally be joyful and enthusiastic for working cooperatively for the satisfaction of Krishna. I have seen the pictures of your new altar and the temple renovation, and everything is looking gorgeous. Always be sure that the Lord is pleased and your success as his genuine servant is assured. I am glad that you have decided to give your time now fully to serving Krishna directly, but do not misunderstand the position of outside jobs. Any work which is performed by the devotee in Krishna consciousness is never work on material platform, although it may appear to be so. Such a Krishna conscious person is never associating with the material of mundane work or with the mundane workers. He is always associating with Krishna by devotional service, whatever his position may be. Krishna is maintaining everything at all times. But those who are less intelligent do not see that everything is working by direction of the Lord, and they think things are running on automatically somehow or the other. That is the view of the atheist or fools. Persons in Krishna consciousness always are fixed in knowledge that the Lord is supreme controller of all that be. I am happy to hear your campus engagements are very well received, especially on the Catholic campus. That is a good sign, and the students are still intelligent to find what is the best information about God and how to approach Him. It is unfortunate that they are without proper guidance, but that is the condition of all persons in the world without exception. Krishna consciousness is some text are missing. So yeah, I hope you are trying to place our books in the libraries and school colleges. The program is everywhere very successful. So you please do this very thoroughly in your area, and this will be a great service. Please offer my blessings to all the Prabhus and your good wife. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Mataji, you take your points, Mataji. You have to tell.
Yes, Prabhu. In this is a beautiful letter, and Prabhupada so nicely he's glorifying this devotee, one of his disciples, Krishna Kanti, for being. Prabhu must have shared some nice pictures and very detailed information about what he has been doing as a temple president in Seattle Temple, and Prabhupada is actually appreciating all that. And when he says that, I know you are very qualified and sincere devotee. So when something like that, like his every word counts so much weight. So when he says you are a sincere devotee, and how Krishna, he always, he's there for everybody, but those who are sincere in their service, devotional service, then Lord always provides nice opportunity to perform responsible devotional service. So being a temple president, of course, it needs a lot of responsibility. And that's why Prabhupada used to say, like, he was more, if he did not have such, nice pujaris and nice temple presidents, he used to focus on opening more bhakti centers than temples, because Radha Krishna temple, maintaining the temple, doing all the Ashtayam Seva, Pancharatra Seva, it's a very difficult service, and it has to be done with the highest standard. So, he's taking that, please take care that all the facilities and all Krishna service is done with great care, and that will make the center more attractive and successful. And when this seva is done, these temples, when we visit these temples and we know the ambience is completely different, it feels so, the energy, it really attracts, absorbs us. So like if the temple is maintained too high, it's like uh, it works in a spiral thing. So if the temple is maintained to higher standards, then the people and who go there, devotees or non-devotees, they get that, they absorb that same nice vibe, transcendental vibes, and they feel connected to Krishna. So he's saying then it will be more attractive and successful. And so, and doing that, most important thing is following the regulator principles and doing the devotional activities with determination and enthusiasm. So that those two factors are very important. And to and of course, to run a temple, the main important thing is work cooperatively. It's like there are pujaris, there are cooks for the temple, the cleaning, and everything has to be the dressing the deities, and also, everything has to be done in a cooperative manner, working together, so with enthusiasm, and for all that, for the satisfaction of Krishna. And when Krishna is happy, then he of course will look after his devotees. So he has explained that very nicely in there. And sharing the pictures, Prabhupada says that these pictures, they look um, mm, very gorgeous, and he's saying that, I know you are a very genuine servant, so rest is assured that Lord is very pleased with you. And here Prabhupada mentions a very important thing, that He's happy that he has taken Krishna's service directly, but he explains that don't misunderstand that any outside job, like it's not something that if they're doing in the mood of Krishna consciousness, then that is Krishna also approves of that. It's not that it's a karmi job kind of. Even they are doing because Lakshmi is very important. It's very much necessary. Like we see Jayananda Prabhu, like he, though he was so qualified, he was engineer and everything. He used to do taxi service, taxi as a taxi driver because he knew a lot of fund is required for maintaining the temple and like rubbish collection, cleaning, and all those kind of jobs. So it's like nothing, everything. Um, every job that is done by the devotees on the for Krishna conscience, even if it's on the material platform, it might appear that it looks like a material job, but it's not like that. Any mundane job, it's done for Krishna only. Then and we have to understand that Krishna is only maintaining everything. It's only that less intelligent people might think that everything else, like the material things, are happening automatically, and only the temple service and all that and direct devotional service is only done for Krishna, and Krishna is looking after that. But yeah, and it's only the fool's perspective, and the atheists, they think like that. And yesterday in the purport, Prabhu was reading, then he explained, like those people who speak bad about Krishna also, they uh, they don't understand that intelligence they have given, that they are so much covered by Maya that they are speaking bad things about Krishna. That intelligence is also given by Krishna. It's like the chicken and the egg story. So I mean, the main thing to understand is always be fixed in Krishna consciousness, as Lord is the supreme controller of everything. And next he says that, like one of the most important thing Prabhupada said for his Western devotees, like to go to all these, because he always sees a prospect in the students, because students of the universities, they are quite intellectual and academic. So going in these campus, and especially in the Catholic campus, where students are intelligent but they have less information about God and how to approach them. So he says it's quite unfortunate, and they haven't got proper guidance. But I mean, if somebody takes the responsibility to explain that Krishna consciousness movement, how sublime and blissful it is, and keeping Krishna in the center, everything else, all the material things can be done around it, and Krishna approves, and he makes it even. I mean, life. Everything can be dovetailed, and life is so blissful when person is in Krishna consciousness, and spreading the movement. Of course, that was his main purpose. So he always used to target. I mean, ask his disciples to go to these students and uh, preach them in these colleges and universities, so that and also keep their books in the libraries of the schools and colleges. And he was appreciating that this program he's doing very thoroughly, and is quite successful, and it will be a great service, because in the future then there'll be so many other people who might be attracted to Krishna, and they will join the movement. So yes, Prabhu, the main mood is like he's appreciating what job, because he was Krishna Kanti Prabhu. He was a very good kirtanya. He has done his own albums as well, and he was saying, like, whatever he was doing for Krishna, because being intellectual, Prabhupada always loved those who were intellectual and in Krishna consciousness. And then both with his temple service and the preaching service in the universities and colleges. So yeah, that's my relation. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nicely explained this letter. Thank you so much. Any other comments, dear devotees, you wanted to add?
Yes, can Mataji read all the letters for us, please? She's amazing. Thank you, Mataji.
Very beautiful.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. It's only his mercy. I mean, loving and glorifying Prabhupada is nothing like this. We are so much minuscule that um, reaching Krishna is very difficult in this lifetime. But through his pure devotee, if we love his pure devotee and understand what it did for us, for this movement. It's like, that's the love of my life. So I just try, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Sakshi Mataji, you wanted to add anything, Mataji, to this letter?
I think Sanchita Mataji is explained so beautifully about this letter and about the dedication this particular senior devotee Krishna Kanti Prabhuji had. And also Srila Prabhupada also, I liked one sentence which is mentioned here. Prabhuji, could you just scroll down, please? Yes, one moment. So not only that he's talking about the temple and he's talking about the college campus, but he's also talking in general about that we have to spread the movement of Krishna consciousness uh, in the outside. And he talks about the students, because where I've seen that when I'd been recently to a ISKCON temple in Paris, I see that there are so many students, Prabhuji, who are coming to take darshan of the deities, and it's so warm. You feel so good and warm about that. The students are in a different country, and they're coming to the temple to take darshan, to take the blessings, and they are in the on the right path. So I really was, when Mataji was reading this, I was just correlating. I was just thinking about my own experience when I went to the temple and I saw the students there. um, so this was one of the reflection. And also the last sentence, if you could scroll up, Prabhuji, scroll down, sorry. Yes, always Srila Prabhupada is blessing everyone, and your ever well wisher. It's this particular wordings is so close to my heart, and I feel so blessed and feel so good, even reading this, that we are getting the blessings from Srila Prabhupada himself. So yes, this is what I would like to share, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So beautiful, Mataji. This is when we hear from the devotees, they speak the self-realizations, the practical experiences about the bliss and happiness. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nice. Any other comments, dear devotees?
Prabhu, may I add something? If it's not too, I know it's late, but yeah.
Mataji, please.
Please scroll up a bit where previously you were. Where it says outside job. Yeah, that gave me another thing about like for the TOV, we know Ambarish Das Prabhu, right? I mean, who he's the great grandson of Henry Ford, and he was the CEO of the Ford organization. And because he was a business, of course, he met Prabhupada and in Toronto, and he fell in love with Prabhupada, and he just wanted to leave everything and just come back to Prabhupada. Of course, he became his disciple and all, but Prabhupada said, you continue doing what he was doing, because Prabhupada was very, very intellectual person. Like, of course, he was God's another Shaktivis avatar. So he knew that for building the TOVP temple, a lot of millions and millions of dollars were needed. So he said, you continue run your business. So that, I mean, when he's mentioning, like, it's in double quotes, outside job. So he said, please do not misunderstand the outside job. So of course, we need people in running the temple service. We need for preaching, book distribution, cooking, prasadam, and everything is needed. But at the same time, a lot of Lakshmi is needed as well to build the temples. Like, this was the dream of Nityananda Prabhu once said that in this Mayapur, the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this whole place will be like, flooded in 300 years time or so. So he envisioned that there will be a temple like where which will be still there and singing and dancing, and people will bring kirtan. And on this line, Bhakti Vinod Thakur thought, he also had a dream that, from his hometown, he could see that Americans, English people, Germans and Russians, they are all dancing and having kirtan in that temple. So, hearing all this, Prabhupada took this as a challenge. So, let me take this responsibility, building that temple, like, which will be like as high as the White House and all that. He asked devotees, like in his morning walks, how high is the White House, and getting an idea about the architecture and all, and then building such temples. So it's more. Next year will be 50 years after the disappearance of Prabhupada. Not next year, 2027. Yeah, it's been going on for 50 years now, like this temple building, and still not completed. It was supposed to be completed in 2024, but because of fund crisis, it's the opening date is like the main temple. Of course, the Narasimha wing is open, the Prabhupada wing is open, but the main Radha, Madhav, and the Ashtasakhi one is still carrying on. So a lot of Lakshmi is needed for that. So he never discouraged Ambarish Prabhu to leave his job, leave his business, and do. And we know, though it's not disclosed, but one time, I think Braj Vilas Prabhu, who is the like main director of the TOVP, he was saying that, more than 200 million pounds only Ambarish Prabhu and from his business he has given. And recently he became very unwell, and everybody was praying around, and even after stroke and very serious illness, if you just see, last week I was saying, like, he's able to speak. I don't know, it's Lord's mercy. Lord Narasimha Dev shows that if you're a devotee, miracles can happen. Like, it's not like some people in the material world, we see they're having a stroke and then they lose either paralysis or speech or something. But if you see Ambarish Prabhu, he's sitting. I had tears in my eyes when I saw that. Like, that was his first speech last week. With Swaha Mataji, he's saying that even now, like, please do not stop contributing, please contribute, so that next in the 50th year of Prabhupada's disappearance, 2027, I want to open. And even at this age, he's pledging that whatever people are contributing, I will match till 20 million. So he has paid so much, he's contributed so much, and still another 20 million he pledges. So, like, of course, so he's saying, like, even if person is Krishna conscious and doing outside job, it doesn't matter. Like in manner also, we were saying that, it will be renovated. This altar room will be renovated, and they were saying 200,000 pounds the need for that. So of course, all these patrons and all these people who are into Krishna consciousness still doing their business and the material job, and paying, contributing, it's very much essential. So I think we should, this gives me think that, like, of course, we cannot raise our children in Gurukul and the system like that. So uh, we should behave as parents, like the caretakers of like God's children, and then raise them. Even if you're giving them material education, we should give them material education at such a high standard that, they are into Krishna consciousness, but they're using the intellectual to be to be able to do a nice job, and then able to contribute in the movement. So that is, we need such people in this Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, without Lakshmi, we wouldn't be having all these beautiful temples. So I think in this outside job thing, I can connect to that what Prabhupada meant. So do not misunderstand that anything outside, because everything done for Krishna is dovetail. So Krishna takes all these services, whatever you do. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I was just going to.
Mataji.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
David Mataji, yeah, go on, Mataji.
No, I was really appreciating Sanchita Mataji's knowledge about all this. But it's amazing how everyone has got different viewpoints, and it's so nice to hear all that. But when I read initially, do not misunderstand the position of outside jobs. For me also, it is I was thinking of like our prescribed duties, that we may be like grahastas or whatever we are, doing. But as long as, so we could be doing our outside jobs as such, we could be functioning even in the family and it's counted as outside jobs. But if you're keeping Krishna in the center internally, then we shouldn't, be, I don't know how to put it, but that is equally important, because we have been given some duties to do, so we have to do those duties, but we have to keep Krishna everywhere, and as long as it's Krishna centered and focused, then even outside jobs are equally important as well. That was my initial thinking, but I could be wrong on that. Thank you.
Very beautiful reflection, Mataji. Yes, that is perfectly said, Mataji. Yeah, just yesterday when I was just reading this one, whatever we do, we mix that one with Krishna consciousness. This one, one's efforts must be mixed with the process of devotion. The Krishna, either you are working job or anything else. Okay, either yoga or arts, it is penances, meditation, anything, either working in the offices or hospitals or courts or civil jobs, whatever, wherever you go, as long as you are mixing with the Krishna consciousness, that becomes sanctified and it is so bliss and happiness. That will be beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji, for reflecting that one.
Javid Mataji, whatever you have said is another. Yeah, we look at as they were mentioning, we read things and we have a sorry. We have our own reflections, and with every devotee, the reflections are different. Of course, whatever you understood is very important as well. But whatever I thought, because in this, before this, Prabhu was saying, this Krishnakante Prabhu, he must have left his outside job. So that's why, to me, it appeared that he's directly into the Krishna conscious service. So I thought it's like material job, whatever he had, he must have left and is completely surrendered and doing the temple president job and the responsibilities that comes with it. So I thought, but perspective, whatever we reflect, it's of course coming from Krishna. The intelligence he has given, it's all from him. So yeah, it can never be wrong, all the opinions. Yeah, until we are, as Prabhu mentioned, if it's done for Krishna, with Krishna in the center, then everything is, yeah, Krishna accepts. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Very nice reflections. Okay, that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. Okay, so we shall. Sakshi Mataji, you wanted to add anything?
Yes, if I can, just a very small
Yes.
note, Sir Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Just to glorify Srila Prabhupada's endeavor to, spread spread Krishna consciousness, not only in India but abroad. And on those lines, when I was talking about my own experience in Paris, where the students had come, two girl students had come to the temple, and she was talking that she received a job offer, and she came to Krishna to take his blessings and to thank him. So I was just thinking is that we have to be, meaning we are so indebted and so thankful that that Srila Prabhupada has made this endeavor and built these temples all around the world, where the student, like individual students who are away from their family and studying in a different country, remember Krishna when they have when they are away from their families, to take the blessings from the elders, from the lordships. So that is something so beautiful, and I really hugged her when she told that she came here because and she traveled 1 hour, like both of them traveled 1 hour to come to the temple, 1 hour and a few minutes walk to come to the temple. So it was not easy for them to come to the temple, but They came to take to Krishna when one of them got the job offer. So you can imagine how beautiful feeling it is that I got a job. You first thing is, you go to the temple and take the blessings. So we have to be really so grateful to Srila Prabhupada for having built the temples and spreading the Krishna consciousness movement all throughout the world. Yes, Prabhuji, that was my contribution. Yes, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. So devotees that travel for very long, just to go to the temple. So for example, in our Sangha, Pavan Prabhuji, so he travels from Huddersfield to Bhaktivedanta Manar. Just travel is not that much easy. 2.5 to 3 hours, just go and come back, just to get association of devotees. It is so beautiful. Hare Krishna. Shash Mataji wanted to add?
Yes, Prabhuji, just to say that, I'm listening, I can't even, I'm actually working, but all of the Matajis, they were talking about Krishna. My goodness, speak about Krishna, about the Guru, the beautiful spiritual life. Just want to add that my hats off. I really love all of them. Sanchita Mataji, Joybed Mataji, Meenakshi Mataji, they're amazing. Salute that I'm at least listening. It's lovely to hear about Krishna, about Guru, about our spiritual life. Yeah, that's it, Prabhuji. Great association. Haribo. Lots of love to all of you.
Very beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. The devotees association, when devotees speak on Krishna, it will sanctify the entire environment. Otherwise, if you talk about the families behind anything, job, those things, it will entangle, put onto miseries and the ego thing. So many other way, it will spoil the environment. When we speak Krishna Katha, spiritual master and devotees and pastimes, it will sanctify, it will purify, it is a progress in our spiritual life.
Yes, Prabhuji. Amazing Matajis and Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Haribol Prabhuji.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. That's why Devotees Association is described. Tulayamalavena pinasvargamna apnarbhavam bhagvat sangye sangasya machanam kimutashishaha. So it is glorified better than liberation itself. What to speak of material or heavenly comforts, material opulences. Okay, that is the value of devotees. One moment. Tolayama levenapi. Just even lava means very tiny thing. Even that much of association is greater than the liberation. Okay, so thank you so much. Okay, that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. If we are happy, then we shall move to the next is Shri Brahma Samhita. So in the Shri Brahma Samhita, we have been discussing. This is we shall complete the 5th shloka. This is big shloka where Brahma is glorifying the abode of the Lord. So here, abode, this is the Chaturasram Tatparitaha Shvetadvipakyam Adbhutam Chaturasram Chaturmurtehe Chaturdhama Chatushkritam Chaturbihi Pursadhaisha Chaturbihi Eturbhyvrutam Svoledasibhiranadham ऊर्ध्वो अधो दिग्विदिक्ष्वपि अष्टभिः निधिभिः जुष्टमष्टभिः सिद्धिभिः तदा मनुरूपैष दशभिः दिक्पालैः परितो वृतं श्यामैः गौरैश्च रक्तैश्च शुक्लैश्च पार्श्वदर्शभैः शोभितं सिक्तिभिः ताभिः अद्भुताभिः समन्ततः. So this is a beautiful glorification of abode of the Lord. So let me just share that entire screen. Okay, so this is again coming to our beautiful picture. As soon as we see, we are not in this material world. We are in the Goloka Vrindavan. Okay, this beautiful picture. Okay, this is the description again. The 4 abodes at the 4 sides. In the middle, Krishna and Radharani, and so many petals are there where Radharani Sakis, and outside there are different abodes of Radharani. And also it is Dharma, the Kama Moksha are surrounded on the external, and middle is the Shweta Dvipa, the Rig Vedas, and these are all surrounded. This is the shloka, and then the translation once again. We shall complete the purport today. Yeah. Sakshi Mataji, would you like to read the translation, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Hare Krishna. The surrounding eternal plain of Gokula is described in this verse. There is a mysterious quadrangular place called Shwetadeepa surrounding the outskirts of Gokula. Shwetadeepa is divided into 4 parts on all sides. The abode of Vasudeva, Shankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha are separately located in each of these 4 parts. These 4 divided abodes are enveloped by the fourfold human requirements such as piety, wealth, passion, and liberation, as also by the 4 Vedas, with Rig Veda, Sama, Yajur, and Atharva, which deal with the mantra and which are the basis of achievements of the fourfold mundane requirements. 10 tridents are fixed in the 10 directions, including the zenith and nadir. The 8 directions are decorated with the 8 jewels of Mahapadma. Padma, Shankha, Makara, Kachapa, Mukunda, Kunda, and Neela. There are 10 protectors, Dikpalas, of the 10 directions in the form of mantra. The associates of the hues of blue, yellow, red, and white, and the extraordinary potencies bearing the names of Vimala, etc., shine on all sides. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So we have read the first paragraph of the purport, and in the second paragraph, one section we have read. So here in this last section, so this particular quotes where supreme transcendental realm is called Goloka, being abode of Go, transcendental cows, and Gopa, transcendental cowards. This is the seat of the rasa pastimes of the absolute Shri Krishna. Okay, so and the realm is called Shweta Dvipa, owing to the realization of some of the rasas which are inconceivable manifestation derived from the untouched purity of that supreme realm. The twofold entities of supreme Goloka and the supreme Shweta Dvipa are indivisibly the realm of Goloka. Okay, so this one also the Shweta Dvipa, which is also Navadvipa in the Navadvip Mayapur. So that is also a reflection of Shweta Dvipa that we have gone through in the last session. So we shall read rest of the purport. Do we have any other devotees to read this rest of the purport, please?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please. Yes, Mataji.
Sorry, I'm just reading with the mute. The the gist of the whole matter is this: Goloka as Swaptadipa is an internal manifestation because the pleasure of enjoyment of the ras, rasa could not be had in its internally in the pastime of Krishna in Braja. He accepts the emotional and influence of his predominated money. Predominated moiety, Sri Radhika, and makes an eternal pastime for the enjoyment of Krishna's rasa there. Sri Krishna Chandra powering to taste the following pleasure, viz. To realize 1. The nature of the greatness of love of Sri Radha, 2. The nature of the wonderful sweetness of his love of which Sri Radhika has got the taste, 3. The nature of the exquisite joy that occurred to Sri Radha by her realization of the sweetness of his love took his birth like the moon in the ocean of the womb of Sri Sachi Devi. The astronomic desire of Sri Jiva Goswami Prabhu and Sri Jiva Goswami Prabhu is herein made manifest in the Veda. It is also said, let me tell you the mystery in Navdipa, the identical realm of Goluka on the bank of Gangas. Gaurachandra, who is Govinda, the entire of pure conjunction, who has two hands, who is the soul of all souls, who has the supreme great personality as the great meditative sannyasi, and who is beyond the threefold mundane attributes, make the process of pure unallowed devotional manifest in the mundane world. He is soul, God-headed. He is the source of all forms, the supreme soul, and is Godhead manifesting himself in yellow, red, blue, and white colors. He is the direct entity of pure conjunctions, full of the spiritual potency. He is a figure of the devotee. He is bestower of devotional and congeable by devotional alone. The self-same Gaurachandra, who is no other than Krishna himself. In order to taste the rasa of the pastime of Radha Krishna in Goloka is manifested in the eternal realm of Navdipa, identical with Goloka. This is also clear from the Vedic declaration which Ashan Vranas Traya Krishna Varnam Tvis Tvis Tvisak Tviaksharam Yatha Poshyati Rukma Rukmavarna Varnan Mahan Prabhu Vio and various other statements of statistic scriptures, just as Sri Krishna had his birth in the mundane Gokula through the agency of Yogmaya, who is the primal energy of the Supreme Lord. So, with her help, he manifested the Leela of his birth in the womb of Sachi Devi in Navdipa on this mundane plane. There are the absolute truth of spiritual science and not the outcome of imaginary speculations under the thraldom of the deluding energy of Godhead. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. So here this purport contains so much of tricky and a bit of new words are also coming. And whoever is going through Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and the scriptures, they will become perfect even in the literatures as well. And the speaking of this English. So here in this one, so these purports are given by Srila Jiva Goswami and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami. Okay. So this here describing again about the Shweta Deepa. So Goloka as a Shweta Deepa is eternally manifest because the pleasures of the enjoyment of the rasa could not be had in its entirety in the pastimes of Krishna in Raja. This one also we have had in the last session. It is a glimpse whatever we see in the pastimes of Krishna here in this material world. It's a glimpse. but entirety in the spiritual world that takes place. So here he accepts the emotion and effulgence of his predominated moiety, Sri Radhika, and makes an eternal pastime for the enjoyment of Krishna Rasa there. This is the Krishna Rasa. So that's why Krishna Vancha Putti Rupa Kare Aradhane Ata Eva Radhika Nama Purani Vakhane. Krishna Vancha Putti Rupa. She wanted to please Radhika. She wanted to please Krishna. Krishna Vancha Putti Rupa Kare Aradhane. Ata Eva Radhika Nama Purani Vakhane. So she is very dear to Krishna. She is the embodiment of the prema. Kimba prema rasamaya Krishnera Swarupa Tara Sekti Tara Saha Haya Eka Rupa. So this one, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Devi Krishnamaya Prokta Radhika Paradevata Sarvalakshmi Maya Sarvakantihi Samohini Samohini Para. Okay, it is described. Okay, let's go to that one, Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is so beautiful. Here it would perfectly reflect all these pastimes. It comes from Madhulila, chapter 4, and then it goes in the middle, around. So describing about the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, how he, what is that, advanced? Advanced, okay, we got that. Okay, so coming to this point, it is all nectarian pastimes. Just like, otherwise we go into the purport again, we will never ever come at this. Okay, so here from around 63, around, I think we were Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes Hladini Shakti. Hladini Karaya Krishni Anandha Aswadhana Hladini Era Dvarakare Bhaktera Poshana. So the Hladini energy gives Krishna pleasure and nourishes his devotees. Okay, so that is the 60th shloka. So when Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describing about Krishna's Hladini Shakti. So that is where Satchidananda Purna Krishnera Swarupa, so it comes Hladini Shakti here. It is describing here, coming to this Goloka Vrindavana chart, and then here in the bottom, there he expands himself. There is a Prabhava Prakata, Vaibhava Prakata in the Prabhava Prakata. So there Krishna Swayam Rupa, another pastimes, it is expanded himself into many forms as that the Rasa dance or when he married 16,000 wives at Dwaraka. This is Krishna's pastimes, amorous pastimes. Okay, so and then going back to this, all these pastimes are happening in the Goloka. How does they are in the different energies? That one we would just have a glimpse by going through the can I request Sanjita Mataji? So it's in Bengali. Maybe we would like to hear the tune of Bengali if you are okay to, and then to read few shlokas, Mataji, up to 61 to 70. Just a shloka and then translation.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. 61, you said?
Yes, Mataji, 61 to 70 in the tune of Bengali, the pure Bengali, and then translation.
Okay, and the translation. Okay, not the synonyms problem. The text and the translation, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, probably try. I don't know any meter, but I'll try to read as Bengali as you wanted, because I haven't come across reading so far, Prabhu. So, Sachidananda Purna Krishner Sharup Eki Chinna Shakti Tar Dhare Teen Roop. Translation: Lord Krishna's body is eternal, Sat, full of knowledge, Chit, and full of bliss, Ananda. His one spiritual energy manifests three forms. Ananda Angshe Ladini, Sandeshe Sandhini, Chit Deshe Shambit, Jare Gyan Kuri Mani. Translation: Ladini is his aspect of bliss. Sandhini is the eternal existence, and Samvit of cognizance, which is also accepted as knowledge. I mean, though it says Ladini, but there's a word in Bengali, Sanskrit also, Allad. Allad means, that pure bliss, what we do to our children also, Allad. So actual word is Allad, but somehow it has come in English, like when it's written Ladini. So Allad, that bliss is Allad. So Alladini, but maybe it might sound to some foreign devotees as Allah. So might be maybe Prabhupada has made it Ladini. I just wanted to throw some light on that. The pleasure energy is Allad. Even once I was hearing. Sorry to interrupt here. Was hearing some from Vrindavan. These Vrajvasis, they also say Alhad. Doing Alhad to Krishna. Like that's the word actually. But yeah, that's read as it is mentioned by Prabhupada. So yeah, number 63. Ladini Shandini Shambhityakte Sharbo Shamsthitau Ladha Tapa Kari Mishra Twaina Guna Varjite. Translation: O Lord, you are the support of everything. The three attributes, Ladini, Sandhini, and Samvit, exist in you as one spiritual energy, but the material modes, which causes happiness, misery, and mixtures of the two, do not exist in you, for you have no material qualities. Shandhiniর সার অংশ শুদ্ধত্ব নাম ভগবানের সত্তা হয় যাহাতে বিশ্রাম. Translation: The essential portion of the Sandhini potency is Shuddha Tattva. Lord Krishna's existence rests upon it. Mata, Pita, Sthan, Griha, শয্যাসন আর এসব কৃষ্ণের শুদ্ধ তত্ত্বের বিকার. Krishna's mother, father, abode, housing, bedding, seats, and so on are all transformations of Shuddha Tattva. Just a second. Shattam Vishuddham Vasudev Shambhitam Jadiyate Tatra Pumana Pabritaha Satte Cha Tasmin Bhagavan Vasudevo Hayadhyakshojo Me Manasa Vidhiyate. The condition of pure goodness, Shuddha Tattva, in which the Supreme Personality of Godhead is revealed without any covering, is called Vasudev. And that pure state, the Supreme Godhead, who is beyond the material senses and who is called Vasudev, is perceived in my mind. Krishner Bhagavatta Gyan. Yes, thank you. কৃষ্ণের ভগবত্তা জ্ঞান সম্বিতের সার ব্রহ্ম জ্ঞানাদিক সব তার পরিবার. The essence of the Samvit potency is knowledge that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Lord Krishna. All other kinds of knowledge, such as knowledge of Brahman, are its components. লাদিনীর সার প্রেম, প্রেম সার ভাব, ভাবের পরম কাষ্ঠা নাম মহাভাব. Translation: the essence of the Ladini potency is the love of God. The essence of love of God is emotion, bhava, and the ultimate development is emotion. Development of emotion is mahabhava. महाभाव स्वरूपा श्री राधा ठाकुरानी সর্বগুণ গুণখানি কৃষ্ণকান্তি শিরোমণি কৃষ্ণকান্তা শিরোমণি Translation: Sri Radha Thakurani is the embodiment of Mahabhav. She is the repository of all good qualities and the crest jewel among all the lovely consorts of Lord Krishna. Prabhu, the Bengali, is it a bit more or these two? Okay, yeah. What is this? This is a bit big Sanskrit word. তয়ের अपि উভয়ের মধ্যে রাধিকা সর্বাধিকা মহাভাব স্বরূপয়ম গুণের অতিবারিয়সি গুণের গুণের অতিবারিয়সি. I think this is Sanskrit, yeah. Of these two gopis, Radharani and Chandravali, Srimati Radharani is superior in all aspects. She is the embodiment of Mahabhav and she surpasses all of these good qualities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So
I
here,
tried to.
you're very beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. So tayorapi ubhyor madhye radhika sarvata atikam. So there are two gopis. So out of those, Chandravali and Radharani. Mahabhav Surupayam Gunaihi Ativariyasi. And Mahabhav Surupayam. Radharani is the Mahabhav Surupayam. And Gunaihi Ativariyasi. She is exceeding everyone, even the Chandravali also. So in such a way, Krishna Prema Bhavitayar Chitta Indriyakaya, Krishna Nijasekti Radha, Kredara Sahaya. She accompanies Krishna. So Radha Kredaya Sahaya, Kredara Sahaya. Kredara is of the pastimes. Her mind, senses, and body are steeped in love for Krishna. She is Krishna's own energy, and she helps him in his pastimes. This is the Krishna Prema Bhavitayara Chitta Indriyakaya Krishna Nijasekti Radha. Krishna Nijasekti. She is the energy of Krishna. Radha is nothing but Krishna himself. Krishna Nijasekti Radha. Kredara Sahaya. She accompanies Krishna in his pastimes. This one again, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratipavitabihi Tabhija Eva Nijrupataya Kalabihi Goloka Eva Nivasati Akilatma Bhuto Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So here, Tabihi, whenever Krishna enjoying in the Golok Vrindavan in this pastime, there are so many gopis, Krishna and Radharani and other gopis here. Tabihi is all the gopis here. So the description is given. With those people. So here, the companions are his confidants who embody the extension of her bodily form and who are imbued and permeated with ever blissful spiritual rasa. This is how Tabihi eva Nijurupa Taya Kalabihi Goloka eva Nivasati Akilatma Bhuto. These are the few pastimes. Again, there are more and more pastimes have been given how Radharani and gopis, they please Krishna. They please Krishna. This enjoyment, this is all rasa, Krishna rasa, eternal pastime for the enjoyment of Krishna rasa there. So Sri Krishna Chandra covering to taste the following pleasures. We realize that one is the nature of greatness of love of Sri Radha, the nature of wonderful sweetness of his love of which Sri Radhika has got the taste, and the nature of the exquisite joy that accrues to Sri Radha by her realization of the sweetness of his love, and she took his birth his love took his birth like the moon in the ocean of womb of Shri Sachi Devi. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's description, whatever we have gone through in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So all these pastimes here embedded here in this purport. In order to taste the Radha's mood and mellows and rasas, Chaitanya Krishna has personally appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, so and then further, the esoteric desire of Sri Jiva Goswami Prabhu is here made manifest. In the Veda, it is also said, "Let me tell you the mystery in Navadvipa, the identical realm of Goloka on the bank of the Ganges. Gaurachandra, who is Govinda, the entity of pure cognition, who has two hands, who is the soul of all souls, who has supreme great personality as the great meditate um, sannyasin, and who is beyond threefold mundane attributes, makes the process of pure unalloyed devotion manifest in this mundane world. He is soul, Godhead. He is source of all forms, the supreme soul, and is Godhead manifesting himself in yellow, red, blue, and white colors. He is the direct entity of the pure cognition, full of spiritual chit potency. He is the figure of the devotee. He is the best of the devotion and cognizable by devotion alone. This self-same Gaurachandra, who is no other than Krishna himself, in order to taste the rasa of the pastimes of Radha Krishna in Goloka, is manifest in the eternal realm of Navadvipa, identical with Goloka. So this part entirely it is describing about the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why he has appeared. It is in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada describes about the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he and where Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami gives the external reasons and also internal reasons for the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There he mentions that Yata pasyate rukmavadnam kartarimesham purusham brahma yonim, and whoever sees the Supreme Lord in the golden complexion, Yada pasyate rukmavadnam kartarimesham purusham brahma yonim, and he will be relieved. Whoever takes the darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he will be relieved from the material entanglement. So that is called the Rukma Varnam, that is mentioned here, somewhere here, Sannyasin, his golden complexion. And also this particular Gauraha Sarvatma Mahapurusho Mahatma Mahayogi Trigunatitaha Sattvarupo Bhaktim Loke Kasyati. So he will enlighten the world with the bhakti. So this is called Bhaktim Loke Kasyati. Bhaktim Loke Kasyati. He mentions this comes from the this Chaitanya Upanishad. So Gauraha Sarvatma Mahapurusha Mahatma Mahayogi Trigunatitaha. Okay, so this is the description of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and again in one place, I think so it is mentioned that Mahan Prabhurvai Purushaha Satvashvaisha Pravartakaha Sunirmalam Imam Praptam Ishanu Jyotirabhyaha. So if whoever is come in contact with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are always in the Brahman itself. They are in association with the Brahman. So Jyotirabhyaha Sunirmalam Imam Praptam Jyotirash. So and also Lord Shiva says to Mother Parvati, Yada Yayeva Bhagavan Krishna Radhika Pranavallabaha Srustyado Sa Jagannado Gaurasin Maheshwari. So the Lord will appear in this material world. Who is the Radhika? Krishna Radhika Pranavallabaha Srustyado Sa Jagannado Gaurasin Maheshwari Gauranganiga. So he is a Gauranga. He would appear. And there are few statements of Punyakshetrinav Dhipe Bhavishyami Sachisutaha, Kalu Sankirtanarambhe Bhavishyami Sachisutaha, अथवाहं धराधामी भूत्वा मद्भक्तरूपदृक् माययां च भविष्यामि खलु sankirtanagami. So he will appear in disguise as a devotee, and then he will expand the Kalu Sankirtanagami. In the age of Kali, he propagate Krishna consciousness movement. So these are the descriptions of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So these are okay. So but there are this is self same Gaurachandra, who is no other than Krishna himself. यद्वैतं ब्रह्मोपनिषदप्यसदनुभा यात्मन्तर्यामि पुरुषीति सोषांशविभवः षडैश्वर्यः पूर्णो येह भगवान् स स्वयमयं न चैतन्यात् कृष्ण जगति परतत्त्वं परमिह. So the same Supreme Personality of Godhead has appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and whose bodily complexion is the Brahma Jyoti, and the Super Soul, who is one of the expansion of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is in full opulences, Shadaishwarya Purno, that is Esha Aishwarya Vairagya Yashobhoda Vidya Shriya Pottamaham Prapadye, that Supreme Personality of Godhead in complete, that is nothing but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, na Chaitanya Krishna Jagati Paratattvam Parimiha. अनर्पितचिरीं चिरात् करुणया अवतीर्णः खलु समर्पितुम् उन्नतोज्ज्वलरसां सुभक्तिश्रियं हरिः पुरटसुन्दरद्युतिकदम्बसन्दीपितः सदा हृदयकन्दरे स्फुरतु वासुकीनन्दनः. So in a golden complexion, he appears as the son of Sachi. And one has to keep that Lord in his heart. He has given this love of Godhead to everyone without any discrimination, which has not done before by any other incarnation. Anarpita chirim chirat karuniya avatirna kalu. So this is past tense of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. राधा कृष्ण प्रणय विकृति ह्लादिनी शक्तिरस्मात् एकात्मनावपि भूपुरा देहभेदं गतौ तौ चैतन्याख्यं प्रकटमधुना तद्भयं चैक्यमाप्तुं राधा भावद्युतिसूलितं कृष्ण नवमी कृष्ण स्वरूपम्. I am offering to my obeisances to that supreme Krishna, who is the same Krishna. Initially he was one, and then he had taken two forms like Krishna and Radharani, and again to perform Chaitanya's pastimes, they both forms combined together, coming as again the same Supreme Personality of God has Gaurachandra. Okay, so there are again the beautiful pastimes of describing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So all these pastimes are happening in the Goloka. This is eternal, but in this mundane world, Lord appears and then performs few of those. So this is also clear from the Vedic declarations. This Asan Varna Trayaha and Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Yata Pasyan Pasyati Rukma Varnam Kartaram. This is again what that is Yata Pasyaha Pasyate Rukma Varnam Kartarimisham Purusham Brahma Yonim. I think that particular shloka Rukma Varnam. And Mahan Prabhurvai and various other. This is Mahan Prabhurvai Purushaha Sattva Swaika Pravartakaha Sunirmulamimam Praptum Ishano Jyotiravyeyaha. So that is, and various other statements of the theistic scriptures, just as Sri Krishna had this birth in the mundane Gokula through the agency of Yogamaya, who is the primal energy of the Supreme Lord. So, with her help, he manifests the Leela of his birth in the womb of Sachi Devi in Navadvipa. On this mundane plane, these are the absolute truths of spiritual science and not the outcome of imaginary speculation under the thraldom of the deluding energy of the Godhead. Okay, these are very beautiful pastimes when we go into the Chaitanya Charitamrita, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took sannyasa, and then some pastimes he wanted to go to Vrindavana, but where Nityananda Prabhu, he tricks Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and take to Ganga river, but saying that this river is Yamuna. And then, so Nityananda Prabhu makes him that while going to the Vrindavana, in the middle, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there are some Gopa boys. They're all chanting Hare Krishna, as in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked them chant, and they were doing it. very nicely. Later on, Nityananda Prabhu called them, and then he gave nice stories to them, and then tell him that you tell Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that this is Ganga, so that later on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taken and then taken back to the uh, Advaita Acharya's home. And when he was taking bath, and as soon as he sees um, this river, whenever he convinced that it is Yamuna river, and he started uh, glorifying the Yamuna river, saying that she is the servant of Krishna, like that. So that one, it is very beautiful shloka, comes from one of the places. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glorifies Ganga river, but he thought that it is Yamuna river. So Chidananda Bhanoho Sadananda Sunoho Paraprema Patri Drava Brahma Gatri Aghanam Lavitri Jagat Kshema Dhatri Pavitri Kriyano Vapur Mitra Putri. And he glorifies one beautiful shloka, that river, and then he takes the bath. At the time he was wet. By the time he was still in the mood of Vrindavan, he thought that it is again. Meanwhile, Nityananda Prabhu, he sent Chandrasekhara Acharya to Advaita Prabhu to come him in a boat, and then bringing some dry clothes for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And also after that, he also sent Chandrasekhara Acharya to Sachi Mata home and bring her to the Advaita Acharya's home. So these pastimes, these are all happening. Of course, it is so beautiful to describe, but due to the time, just cutting down. And then Advaita Prabhu comes there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why did you come to the Vrindavana? How do you know that I am in the Vrindavana? Then Advaita Acharya says that you are, my dear Lord, it is very fortunate to see you and meet you. So this is Ganga river. But and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately said, oh, Nityanand has tricked me. And then Advaita Prabhu explains that, so this is Yamuna river also. So you have taken bath on the west side of this river where Yamuna is flowing, and then east side is the Ganga river. But you have taken the bath in the Yamuna itself, and he convinced it. Then by giving this dry clothes, and he has taken Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu home, and then he feeds nice palatable dishes. There, Advaita Acharya, he has prepared so many palatable dishes. But here, initially in the beginning, he says to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that, so we don't have much things, so we have got just only handful of rice and just very few vegetables only. So you please come and take some kind of alms from my home. In such a way, Advaita Prabhu invites Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then, but he goes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu goes along with Advaita Acharya. There, this Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he describes what are the dishes, and one can write a entire book. Prabhupada here, there, in one of the statements, he mentions, my devotees take and write a book with all kinds of recipes and make it prepare a book, recipes book. What Chaitanya Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and different kinds of Bengali dishes. That many number of dishes they have prepared and fed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like sumptuously. Of course, there is again Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu's different, very fun conversations were taking place. Okay, so these are all things by Krishna's Yogamaya. This is Krishna's Yogamaya. So those Navadvipa pastimes that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that took place, if we observe those present, that duration of that time, the 1500, that century, maybe 52 or 100 years, so many saintly people have appeared on the planet, not before, not after. So many saintly people. all the saintly people we could see during only that term of period. The Lord comes along with all his entourage and performs his pastimes. Everywhere it is all happiness that we could see and perceive. There are so many Tukaram, Mirabai, and Vallabhacharya, so many other saintly people, so many things have happened. One has to observe whenever Krishna was present in the Dwaraka, so many things were happening. So many devotees. So this is comes under this Lord appears through the agency of Yogamaya, who is the primal energy of Supreme Lord. So with her help, he manifests the Leela of his birth in the womb of Sachi Devi in the Navadvipa on this mundane plane. So just beautiful points just to make. So this is where these are Navadvipa pastimes. They are also going here in the Gola Kurindavana. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, one side they have got their pastimes are going on, and other side Krishna's pastimes. The Shweta Deepa and the Navadvipa, they are non-different. Okay, so that is from this particular shloka. I stop there and I request dear devotees, if you have got any questions or you wanted to share anything, kindly ask or kindly share.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Then would pranam. Just so like there is, you said Radharani and Chandravali. So what is like different? What is Chandravali like to the Krishna? Like how does that happen? Something about Chandravali.
So Chandravali's pastimes, we haven't heard much about Chandravali. I think she's the daughter of Chandrabhanu and Rishabhanu. I think they are the brothers, I think, Rishabhanu and Chandrabhanu. They're the daughters of those brothers.
So that means like Radharani's father is Rusubhanu, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
So his brothers like Chandravali is also like sister, his cousin sister, something like that. Radharani's.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, like that. Yeah.
That is Chandrabhanu and Rishabhanu. So they're the daughters. That one is described somewhere in the Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Okay. But like then, like Radharani always, like when Krishna go to Chandravali, that when I think he was not happy or something, there was pastime, something like that, isn't it?
It is not happy. It is in order to bring the mood of the amorous pastimes. If there is a competitor, then the mellows would be more and more ecstatic, and when we see things will, the pastimes would take place one after another. So you do this, I will also do it. Competition takes place. So this one further described in the shlokas after 70th shloka. It goes up to the 90 shlokas, I think. Then up to 90, it is the description of all this, how they are taking part and how the enjoyment is enlivening within the gopis, and looking the happiness in gopis, Krishna will be more passionate, and by looking at Krishna's happiness, these gopis got more and encouragement to do more and more for Krishna's pleasure. There is always the competition. And that one, where is that one? I think it will be coming in the further shlokas.
Okay. Yeah, because some of them was giving pleasure to Radharani and Krishna, some of the Sakhi, like some of them. Okay, yeah, I understand now. Exactly their roles are. Okay.
Yes, they're all Radharani's expansions only.
Even Chandravali.
Chandravali also Radharani's expansion only. So they are all Krishna's expansions only.
Okay. Okay, so just we have read this about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like, it's not different than Krishna and everything. That is in the Brahma Samhita we are reading, isn't it? That,
Yes. So here in the Brahma Samhita, this is about the description of the Shweta Dvipam in the Goloka Vrindavan. Because the Shweta Dvipa in the Goloka and the Navadvipa in the Navadvip Mayapur, they are not different.
okay, so like Vrindavan and Mayapur is not different.
So Vrindavan, yes, this Vrindavan is the Goloka Vrindavan, and Navadvip, this is described here. This is Shweta Dvipa. It is the outskirts of this realm. Or in the center, this lotus flower is there, but the lotus flower is in the Shweta Dvipa. The Shweta Dvipa is described here as the Navadvip.
Yeah.
So Navadvip and Vrindavana, they are not different. But what is the difference is the mood is different. Here in the Navadvipa, the devotees of the Lord, they are in the Vipralambha Bhava mostly. But people in the Vrindavana, they're always associating with the Krishna. That is high level. I think some devotees who have gone there and spent in the Mayapur or Navadvipa for, I don't know which one is the Mayapur is a district and the Navadvip is a town. Is that right, Mataji? Am I?
From Navadipa is like a station, like, and from there you have to go by boat to Mayapur, I think.
Okay. So, and then which one is sometimes when we describe like Mayapur, is it a district or town?
I think it's a town, but I think district is near, like next to was the name of, I forget that village name, where was something Chaitanya Prabhu has done some lila, but I just forget it's the next to the Mayapur city. That is a bigger than Mayapur. I heard from the devotee over there.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, just to add, Mayapur, meaning I've been to Mayapur temple, our ISKCON temple. So it is the Srila Prabhupada has built the Mayapur temple. So that temple is in Mayapur. So it is like Vrindavan, like how we have Krishna Balram temple in Vrindavan. Same way we have the the temple in Mayapur, and I think Navadvip, as Mataji said, it is little further away, and we have to go by boat from Mayapur to Navadvip, Prabhuji.
Okay.
So Mayapur is the main, you can say, like Vrindavan, like a city, small town, where it's not a small, but it's a little bigger one, like Jagannath, like Puri, where you have the Jagannath temple, like same like in Mayapur, you have the temple, ISKCON temple, like that, Prabhuji.
Okay. Yeah, got it. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna, thank you.
So this Navadvip means 9 islands. So generally, that is a high level view.
Yeah, because there are so many people do this parikrama in March, like in Navadip parikrama. There's different villages, like it's Mayapur is also one of them. That.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, just to give a perspective, like, Mathura is the district, like, and Vrindavan, and then Nandagram, Barsana, these are the small towns or villages. So similarly, Navadvip is the bigger, it's a district, and Mayapur over there, and there are other dvipas as well, and Mayapur is one of those like islands where we have this DOVP and the Mayapur temple, as well as it was mainly, it started with Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, like they, what's that? Gaudiya Mission, Gaudiya Math, they basically, so when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was there, of the 64 maths, their headquarter is at Mayapur as well. Yeah. So it was there, and Mayapur and in Navadvip, or the parikrama, as Meena Mataji was mentioning, they go for the parikrama during Gaur Purnima, big parikrama, as we do now in Vrindavan. It's done in Kartik, Navadvip parikrama. It's all around his like different pastimes of his Mashir Badi, Pishir Badi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Mashi means mother, sister, and then father, sister, and all those places. He had pastimes over there also. So as childhood. So all those temples are there. So when you go around, they show around those areas and temples, small temples they are, but like Vrindavan, like there are many small temples, and it's a big parikrama. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. In explaining those things. Okay, so that is Navadvipa pastimes. So this Navadvipa is not different from the Shvetadvipa. So here again, coming to these pastimes, how these are to understand again most of Krishna's amorous pastimes and about the gopis, how they are engaged. This one in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, where we have described up to 71 shlokas. This is just only background. But to go for further, a bit steep into the pastimes, um, this starts from the 73 shloka onwards. So this taste, how Krishna's concerts help him taste rasa and how they help in his pastimes. This is the Krishna Kanta Ghana Dheki Trivida Prakhara. Eko Lakshmi Ghana Pure Mahishi Ghana Ara. व्रजांगन रूप आर कांत घनसार श्री राधिका हैते कांत गणेर विस्तार. They're all expansions of Radhika Rani. These concerts all proceed from the Radhika. And they are the goddess of fortune, queens, and the milkmaids of Raja, who are foremost of all. And then further here, Avatari Krishna Yaiche Kari Avatara, Amsina Radha Haite, Tina Ghanera Vistara, just as the fortunate fountain head Lord Krishna is cause of all incarnation, so Shri Radha is the cause of all these concerts. They're the expansions of Radharani. As Meena Mataji is asking about the Chandravali, they're all expansions of Radharani on goddesses of fortunes and Vrindavan gopis and Dwarka queens, and they're all Radha's expansions. This further is described like a Vaibhava Ganayena Tara Anga Vibhuti Bimba Pratibimba Rupa Mahira Tati. Mahira Tati. So here the goddess of fortune or partial manifestation of Srimati Radhika, and the queens are reflections of her image. And then this is the description of queens, and then this is Vaibhavilasa. And further, it is going up to very beautiful things. It brings from the 82 and more and sweet and how this pastimes. Okay, if we go there, we do not come out. Okay, did you take any other questions?
Yeah, so just one small question, so before Krishna want to come to the Vrindavan and do the pastime, or at the time she asked Radharani to come with her, and then all this Govardhan and everything is manifested. So same thing happened when Navadvip, same thing was happened with the Radharani and Krishna. This manifested this Navadipa in Mayapur.
In the Navadvip Mayapur.
Because in for this Vrindavan was Krishna wants to come, and then Radharani said, if he's there Yamuna and Govardhan, all this, then I will come. And how is manifested Vrindavan? So anything, how does this manifest in Mayapur similarly or something?
Yes, this Navadvipa, that is what here our Acharyas Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami is describing that this Navadvipa is non-different from the Shvetadvipa. It is manifested here. It is also Yayata Bhivattanti Puryoho Bhagavataha Priyaha Tastanti Tastanti Vaikunte Tattat Lila Dhamadritaha. In order to perform his pastimes, like for Krishna's pastimes, Vrindavana got manifested. Likewise, for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pastimes, Navadvip got manifested. This is in the purport it is described. And also it was described by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in the beginning that uh, that sloka about Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. Navadvipe, that is, what is that shloka comes? अथवाहं धराधामि भूत्वा मद्भक्तरूपधृक् मायां च भविष्यामि खलु संकीर्तनाघमे. In those statements, there also it is one statement. It is Punyakshetri Navadvipe Bhavishyami Sichisutaha. That statement it gives. That one it comes in the second chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, where he gives the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why he has appeared, internal reasons and external reasons for his appearance. Punyakshetri Navadvipe Bhavishami Sachisutaha. It comes from the Krishna Yamala. So here, this Navadvipa is the manifestation of the Shvetadvipa. So this is statement are mentioned here. Navadvip. In the
And
previous.
also it's meant that the Navadip is identical of
Yes, they're the manifestations in this mundane world.
And then also this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears of Shiv and like in Brahma's prayer and like this, isn't it? Picture.
Yes, there is one of few statements also Jayam Sada Paribhavagnam Abhishtadoham Tidaspadam Siva Virinchi Nutam Sharanyam Dutchatyaham Pranatapala Bhavabdipotam Vande Mahapurushite Charana Ravindam. So these two shlokas comes from Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto. And Tyaktva Sudhischil Surepshita Rajlakshmim Dharmishta Arya Vachasa Yadagadharanyam Maya Mrugum Daitayepsita Manvadavat Vande Mahapurushate Charanaravindam. So these two statements, I think, from let's Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto. It is described there about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Prabhupada 11th canto, chapter 5. So Narad Muni concludes his teachings to Vasudeva there. I think in the 34th shloka, 33 to 34 shloka here. Mahapurusha, Vande Mahapurushate Charanaravindam. So this statement, it is described here. And here, this is Yogavatara. So I think it is Karabhajana Muni. He speaks. So Karabhajana is the son of, yes, Shri Karabhajana replied. So he describes about the incarnations. And this is King Nimi. And then Karabhajana is one of the Navayogendra, son of Rishabhadeva. So he describes that about the Lord's pastimes, Satyuga and Yogavataras like that. Different colors. So he mentions that Hamsa, Suparna, Vaikunta, Dharma, Yogeshwara, Amala, Ishvara, Purusha, Avyakta, and Paramatma. In the Satyuga, he is glorified like that. And in Satyuga, there are some descriptions by Karabhajana Muni. So it is again beautiful pastimes. So within that sequence, he describes about the in this age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. This is Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sangopangatra Pashidam Yajnehi Sankirtana Prayihi Yajantihi Sumedasaha. So here this is one particular, and following that one is the Jayam Sada Paribhavagnam Abhishtadoham Tidhaspadam Sivavirinchinutam Sharanyam Tid Vrityatyaham Pranatapala Bhavabdipotam Vande Mahapurushate Charanaravindam. This is glorification of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu following that the previous statement. Whenever he is coming like that to glorify and expand, Krishna says to Vyasadev in the Adi Purana, Aham eva kochit brahman sanyasashramam ashritaha hari bhaktim grahayami Kalu Papa Hatannaran, I will kill all the sinful activities of the people of age of Kali by taking the Krishna Bhakti. And in the Sannyasi, Sannyasashrimam Ashritaha. So this is the glorification of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are enough pastimes and glorifications in the Bhagavatam also.
Yeah, it's a Bhagavatam idea. Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing this. I was not sure about this.
Yeah, this is Bhagavatam. Karabhajana Muni describes about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Not a question while Meena Mataji was asking, just I read somewhere in the ISKCON Desire Tree also that, Chandravali, of course, as you mentioned, it's all expansion of Radharani doing and to make the pastimes more amorous. Like in different moods, Radharani, like she would not accept what Krishna would do, like all the time in controlling Krishna, and of course that in turn benefits us. But Chandravali was always like whatever Krishna did to her, like even she accepted. Like once in the when Ras Leela was taking place, Krishna asked her to wait that he will come to meet Chandravali after the Ras, and then she waited all that time. She did not join the Ras. So like she's like in her temperament, different explanations are given. So when these Krishna went to Dwarka to do his Dwarka Leela. So there it's mentioned, it's Desire I found one of the Prabhus has written that Rukmini was an expansion of Chandravali. So he had given that like as a position of a wife. So Chandravali was Rukmini, manifestation of Rukmini. So I think I read that. I mean, it's one of the comments by one of the Prabhus. So I'm not sure as like more sastric reference, but I read it in his Desire. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, that is also mentioned. Rukmini Devi is the extension of Chandravali.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. And Radharani is Mula Prakriti. She is the Mula Prakriti. In the spiritual world, she is the source of all opulences of Vrindavan. All the gopis come from there. It is mentioned how many 30 crores of gopis are coming from I think more than that from Radharani. But whereas the gopas come from Krishna, Krishna creates. They are in very I think 1/1000 portion of that gopis. So boys population is smaller, and whereas the girls population is more, 1000 times more at least. That is in the Goloku Vrindavan.
Oh, so girls are more in Golokunda.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
they're all Mataji's population is more in the
Yeah, but
it
the
described
why
in the
is like when there is count like it's a striya is like count under sudra and things like that. So how does when like some of the sloka it's count as striya is like down. I heard, but that's.
could you repeat your
No,
question?
sorry, I'm saying like sometimes in one or two sloka, striya has come as under like when they count like sudra and things like that. Like when they do this sloka, striya has come like lower position than like men, huh?
Sri Sudra Dijandunam, Three, Nasruti Ghochara, they cannot understand the Vedas like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So, and men has like more powerful and more. So
Yeah,
why like that? And still, striya is more in Vaikuntha. This is
yes, Mataji. So here in this age of Kali, we see Mataji is more they're more interested, inclined. So they are not ordinary level. But men, they think that they are good in a different reflections. They think they are good and doing everything, but in a different way, like family, home, money, livelihood, no time for spending for devotional service. Likewise, they are observing different with responsibilities. Mataji's, it's
And
a
double responsibility. They're working, doing everything. Everything.
yes. So this is again it's a different reflection. We see things are happening whenever we see all Matajis, all our 90% of devotees are Matajis. In the scriptures, it is said that Sri Sudradhivan Gunam, Sruti, three Sruti Gochara, they cannot understand the Veda. That's why Bharatama Itya Bharatam Akyanam. That's why Vyasadeva has given. But now, Matajis, they have got more devotional inclination than the Prabhujis. Okay, so it's a different reflection when we see this thing in the Golok Vrindavana, all Matajis. It is 30 million crores, something like that. I think some kind of billion goes. And whereas it comes to the boys, it is a very tiny portion. It is 1 is to 10,000 or 1 is to 1,000, something like that. It is described properly in the Brahma Vaivarta Mahapurana.
Because once goes there, they never come back. So that's why it's going up and up. Isn't it?
Yes. Whoever goes there, they do not return back to this material world again.
Yes, this.
Mataji, any other things to share? So that's why the Goloka Vrindavana girls, they're also here, manifest here in this earth for the
So
past.
when Vrindavan came, there's all like gopis and gopas from Golok, Vrindavan. They came from the Golok to the Vrindavan in earthly planet. Same thing like happening like in Navdeepa, like whatever pastime.
Yes, Mataji. So yeah, that one we practically see if we go to the temples, we see mostly Matajis here. In the of course, Prabhujis also come and they will engage in different various services. It's again pastimes, I would say. Just if we see our Sangha also, it is similar kind of reflection. Likewise, Mayapur, there's so many Matajis are there and doing chanting.
No. My question was that the Vrindavan when before they every like established this Vrindavan take place at the time was Brahmaji and given order to all this Goloka his Gopas and Gopis to come before Krishna came. So same thing like similarly things happen in Navdeep before
Yes.
Chaitanya
Yes.
Mahaprabhu. Okay.
Yes, that also. So that's why all his entourage also come. Advaita Acharya, Chaitanya Nityananda Prabhu. They
Yeah,
have
there
appeared.
are few of them, okay, but all like Gopis and Gopas and like that. Also, it's like that same.
Yes, that is again the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If we see Swarupa Damodar Goswami and Ramanand Rai and many other our Goswamis like Damodar, Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Rupa Goswami, there are Manjaris. If we see here the names Vilas Manjari, Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari. So they have appeared on the planet in the same duration as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then they have given so many literatures to us. And by observing Krishna's pastimes, Swarupa Damodara Goswami witnessed, Raghunath Das Goswami witnessed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pastimes. Murari Gupta is for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, younger when he was childhood pastimes, he has captured all those pastimes. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and then mm, Lochin Das Thakur, Vrindavan Das Thakur, they have given immense literatures for us. We wouldn't have relished those pastimes. Of course, we have not yet relished. We are starting in the beginning stages. We have not entered into those pastimes yet. A little bit. Today evening, we have got Chaitanya Charitamrita at 7 p.m. Okay. These are all.
But that was like in different cities, isn't it? Like different places.
Yes.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met like Ramanacharya and some Jagannath Puri, some different. But in Vrindavan, everybody is in one place at that time, like Gopi and Gopa.
But it appears that, but here once again, this Barsana and other villages around, so it's not nearby. They're all little bit far, different small villages.
Okay, I understand.
Likewise here also.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so we are nearly 9 o'clock. If devotees are happy, and we shall conclude our session unless you wanted to share anything else.
Prabhu, just quickly, as Meena Mataji was asking about Navadvip Dham, like in the material world, here after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left for Vrindavan and then settled in Puri. Nityananda Prabhu also wanted to go, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused, said, you spread the movement in Bengal. But after his demise, his wife Janava Devi, she really, you were speaking about Mataji is doing it, like in Gopi Bhav. So Janava Devi was like one of the most important pillar of like being women in this movement. Even her son, like Veer Bhadra Goswami, Narottam Das Thakur, Shyamanand Prabhu, and there were so many other, Srinivas Acharya. These are all these devotees. They have been um, initiated by Janava Devi. So her role, in this movement after both Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Mahaprabhu left, she did a lot for the Vaishnav community, and all this thriving community in Navadvip now, the Vaishnav community is all because of her contribution. So, and then finally, when her job was done, she went to Vrindavan, and one of the temples, I think she, like Mirabai, she also disappeared. And I don't remember the temple name, near Radha Kund, Radha Damodar. I don't know. I don't remember. So she disappeared in that. So her role, though she was like a gopi, she was doing the service in the Navadvip area, but then after she finished, she again, Krishna took her back to Golok. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this is how the saintly people, they appear and perform pastimes and then disappear. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Meena Mataji. You're unmute.
Thank you, Prabhuji, like Mataji, for giving this explanation. Yeah, doing more. Like, about this nowadays. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Nice discussion. Yeah, let's all say 3 loud Haribols to Amoga Prabhu for so much time and all the references he brings, like especially today's session. It was on Brahma Samhita, but the nice reference from the confidential reasons for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, sharing that, and to be able to reflect. And from Canto 11, like he's reading so much and then sharing this knowledge is like we feel so blessed, Prabhu. Saturday morning sessions, like sometimes other sessions because of other commitments I cannot make, but there's so much learning and takeaway even in one morning session, and then we that absorb and then take the knowledge from there. Oh, thank you so much. Let's all say 3 loud Hari Bols to Prabhu. Hari Bol.
Hari
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Thank you.
all the Matajis. I thank you so much. Because of your presence, I am also learning. Because you are eager to hear, I am eager to learn by myself and then try to get all by myself. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prabhupada, and the Devotees Association. Okay,
Yeah,
so
you can get the with reference, you answer all the questions. So yeah, so nice. Thank you, Prabhuji.
thank you, Mataji. So Prabhupada has given all these references. We just simply reflect on those points, all from Shastra, no mental speculations at all. And relish whatever we are doing is perfect. Okay, so with that one,
Like normal in different sas, I don't know, but other only said after Kali Yuga, but hardly like mention about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But yeah, how his comments like so nice of all about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah, because when a young age, I never know about anything.
yes,
Since I
it
joined
comes
it.
from Srimad Bhagavatam.
But
Karvadana Muni, he
yeah,
received.
because no other, like, when you listen Katha, nobody has mentioned that way, especially in ISKCON, I we got this all knowledge. But I even don't know this is Bhagavatam also mentioned all this. So thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So devotees, they identify based on the symptoms of your personality, the incarnation. So who has got idea of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and the Puranas, 18 Puranas are described, and Vedic injunctions. And there are so many other tantras, the Satpatha Tantram, like that, and then Yamalas, Krishna, Upanishads, so many of those things. I'm going through all those things, understanding the personality, it is not that much easy also. We are all tiny minded. Okay, so our acharyas have skimmed all of those Puranas and put up into his Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and very few literature so that we can release those parts before we disappear from this material world. Otherwise, our lives are not sufficient to go through all of those. Okay, that's why Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iti Shodashakam Nam Kali Mashanashakam Nataha Parataha Upayaha Sarva Vedeshu Drusyate. Just chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Okay, with that one, keeping in our mind and taking everything to our heart, we shall conclude our session for now. वञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां
पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
नमो
नमो
नमः।
नमः।
Devotee Vaishnava.
अनंतकोटि
अनन्तकोटि
वैष्णव
वैष्णववृन्द की
जय श्रील
जय।
प्रभुपाद की जय।
Okay, Hare
हरे
Krishna.
कृष्ण
Conscious everyone. Hare
हरे
Krishna.
कृष्ण।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर